everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Luciano Leveroni. I'm a professor here at this house. I'm with this guy. I think you already know him a little bit. He needs no introduction. So today we are going to be talking about how we teach, how we use Smalltalk as a teaching tool in both computer science and engineering. Do you have the? Can I take this?
I don't know.
Works?
I haven't connected.
Okay, we're going to move it up. Okay, so for a little context, as you already know, this is UBA, University of Buenos Aires. This is a public university, free university. We're open to everyone. And it's the only Latin American university in the top 100 of the QS ranking. We are proud of this university, and you will see those letters there, FCIN. That's the Faculty of Exact Science and Exact and Natural Science, and FIUBA means Facultad de Ingeniería or Faculty of Engineering of UBA. This some context you don't lose on the on some words there. Okay, so
Okay, now it's my turn. So just to give you a little bit of history that for sure you all know, but maybe not everybody. Gustavo Rossi started teaching Smalltalk, as far as I know, here in Argentina around 1989. Then Máximo Prieto became one of his teacher assistants at the University of Belgrano around that year or next year. And then he started teaching at the Faculty of Exact Sciences, the subjects of object-oriented programming and advanced object design. And that had a big impact, a huge impact in our community. Many of us come from his classes, like Juan Buletich, Juan Pablo Tirelli, Ale, Carlo Ferro, Emilio Oca, Maxi Contieri, and me, and many others. And well, that's how everything started, at least here at the UBA. Then I began being a teaching assistant around 2001. Then, 2011, a professor, and I started teaching those subjects when Maximo left. And then in 2017, I started teaching software engineering at the Faculty of Exact Sciences. And that's an important turning point because Smalltalk was started to be part of the core subjects of the career. Before that, the subjects were elective or optional. Then Luciano started being a software teaching assistant in 2019. And then he came here and started in 2021 to teach a class with the same ideas as we had in the Faculty of Exact Sciences. Of course, Smalltalk has been used to teach and is still using to teach in some other universities like La Plata, La UTN, University, La UCA, University of Quilmes. It's very important there too. Just to give you some statistics, with Paul and Dow, we were around 15 students. With software engineering until 2023, there were around 50 students, and now we're around 180. It grew up a lot, and we're expecting 250 for the next semesters. And here at FIUBA, there are around 70 students per semester. So it's very funny because when we were taking exam, we're seeing like around 180 people using quiz Smalltalk at the same time doing their exam. It's an interesting experience, and of course, it's also a great potential. We have like around 250 potential new Smalltalkers per semester. Wow, we should do something about it. So just to give you a little bit of history also about the Smalltalks we've been using, Smalltalk 5 at the beginning, then Squeak until 2006, and VisualWorks until 2009 when they changed the license. We used Faro until 2017, and then we started using Quiz from 2017 on.
yeah. Okay. So at the beginning of the semesters, one thing we like to do is to ask students about preconceptions on small talk. They have an experience on that. So we send some Google form. Here's the date of I think this last semester. We ask how many experience we have programming small talk. Most it's not at all. That is funny. Sorry, but the orange one it's not at all. Only 10% say a lot. This, as I think Manu mentioned, there are also other courses here that they use a little bit of small talk. So some people have experience on that, but in general terms, it's very little.
Excuse me,
Yeah, sorry.
the 10%, how old are they and where do they find small talk? So the people that have experience, where are they?
I think it's just other courses here at the university that other teachers use Smalltalk at some point. I think Faro, from what I know. But I think it's mostly that. And it's not experience at work or at industry. It's just some academic experience. Um, yeah. Sorry. No, this one. Okay. And I also ask, hey, do you have any opinion regarding Smalltalk? Most what makes sense. Most people say is neutral, or I don't have any opinion. That's the red one. I don't have any opinion at all. And there's some people that say that they have like a lean towards a negative opinion, about 15%, and another 15% about a positive opinion. I don't ask for any justifications or anything. It's just to know if they have any preconception about small talk at all. This is from last semester, but it's always more or less the same. Okay. We also asked them, not through the Google Forms, but in person during the classes. What do you think about Smalltalk at the beginning of the semester? And well, the questions that they gave us is why Smalltalk? Why are you teaching this? This is old. It looks old. It feels clunky. That's the first impressions usually. Why only Smalltalk and not another language as JavaScript? Why only object-oriented programming and not other like functional programming? And our answers are pretty much the same. We prefer to go deep rather than cover too much. This is why it's just object-oriented, not functional programming, and that's why only Smalltalk. We don't really have too much time, and we cannot lose time on accidental complexity. So that's why Smalltalk. We're going to get a little bit deeper on that one. Something very important. It's not to run other technologies, other language paddings. We tell them you have to learn also functional programming, learn other languages, learn particularly the foundational languages like Lisp, Prolog, logic programming. So basically, the guidelines we gave them is question everything. Like we are passionate about this, but that doesn't mean we're right, of course. And please doubt about everything, question everything. Why? We try to foster creativity, and well, at the University of Exact Science, they are starting to be scientists. So, hey, behave as one. On why Smalltalk, well, probably you already know this answer because you're here, but Smalltalk is simple, it's consistent. If you understand Smalltalk, you can really understand any programming language. It's its purest form, you know. The history of the language, the importance it has in our profession, and it's all at your fingertips, right? You open your image of Smalltalk and you can do everything. There's no limits. The limit is your imagination. Maybe you will not work with Smalltalk, but it will give you another important view of another perspective of how you approach programming. Yeah. Some more comments on the students. We are going to be more to come. I ended up supporting a Smalltalk quiz as a lot sorry, a lot as an environment to learn object-oriented programming. Smalltalk and Quiz are challenging tools, but you get used to it. All begins as a known language like Smalltalk, which then becomes something that appears even in your dreams. Good dreams, we hope. This is taken from forms, right? From this is textual notes. Uh, uh, those are at University of Exact Science, and here this house. Some of the comments are it's ugly at first, but then it's interesting. At first, everything felt very strange, but once I got familiar with it, I love Smalltalk. Difficult and even annoying at first, but when you get used, it turns out to be a tool that fulfills its purpose.
I don't have microphone anymore. So how do we teach? How we teach Smalltalk? So at the beginning we start using denotative objects that are objects like behave as self objects without classes. And we have very interesting exercises like numbers, piano numbers, números de piano, where we try to show them how you can model something without using, for example, if, and therefore if you implement plus for zero, it's just the other. If you implement times for zero, it's just self, of course, because 0 times anything is 0, and so on. And it's an interesting exercise to implement this. And one of the things that you can see is how to divide responsibility between those objects. And it is interesting because also you can come here and see how it grows. So the last number, I need you to take, thank you. The last, yeah. Sorry. Oh, so this is a new contribution from a. Look at this, huh? Whoa, that's something a student sent yesterday. So it's a new feature. So the biggest number I have here is I think it is 7, no 6. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So if I add, let's say 2 to 6, you will see how the new numbers appear. Whoa. Yeah. Now you have 7 and 8. And no, this is an interesting example to show and to students to work on. The other one is related to a more graphical one that is as a traffic light. And the interesting thing that we show here is that they can play with the representation, the real, the morph representation and the programmatic one, and so they can see things like this and play with it and change it while working and so on. So it's an interesting way to start teaching objects because usually students, what they know about objects are only classes and they mistake classes with objects. So here there are no classes, only objects, and that helps us to remove that idea, to work with unique objects like 0, pi, E, true, false, whatever. And that's the best way from there to understand what a class is. And then we introduce what classes are. And we also work with some exercises like Boolean algebra. We implement true and false in both with classes, without classes. And that's very interesting because that's the way we then introduce why you have to prefer polymorphism over if when it makes sense. And then we encourage them to understand why simple syntax with blocks for represent any kind of code it's very important. And we go, again from the let me see what it is. Not this one. We go from the code to the from the tools to the code. Sorry, I think I made this example on 2022, but what we do is we implement while true using a recursive implementation, and we tell them, well, if we want to remove this recursive implementation, how can you do it? So the idea is for them to understand that they can. Sorry, what's going on? Oh, okay. I see. I don't know why, but let's do it again. We have plenty of time, It's always like that when you're presenting. It's no problem. So the idea is, okay, how do you remove this recursive call or message send? And the idea is for them to see that you can do a restart, and if you do a restart, then you don't need to do the send the message again and enter in a recursive situation. So what we tell them is then you can go from the restart button to the message that the button sends, and from there, it's restart. And who's the receiver? Well, it's the context, the current context, or then you do this context restart, and everything works the same. The only problem is that it doesn't work with the debugger, but the idea works, and it's that's shocking. That's shocking for the students because that's something completely new. It's something that they're not expecting to go from the tool to the code, and that's a very very important experience, learning experience, at least for me, as I see them, I see their faces. The other important thing is the idea of this context, something that no other language, at least that I know, has. And that's what they make them understand the difference between a method and a context. Of course, we have a lot of things for the debugger. I'm not going to do these examples. We talk a lot about the importance of the tools. We teach them about meta model and, of course, TDD. We have many tools that we implemented for teaching TDD, design patterns, a lot of papers. And like Lucho said, besides that, we try to leave more questions than answers. We always try for them to have more questions. We try to surprise them. I think that's the biggest opportunity we have with Smalltalk for people to like it is to surprise them. So we try to surprise them all the time with different things. And thank you. And we also all the time trying to foster creativity and research. That's something that I see it's very important. It's a different way of teaching when you ask them to do things, to be creative, and you encourage that.
So one of the things we talk about with Hernan when I started this course is, hey, can we share our work? Like I think Hernan mentioned, my course is pretty much a clone of the original course of him. So the idea would be, hey, let's share as much stuff as we can, and we are sharing the exercises when there are improvements, fixes. We also share exams a couple of times. It's not so easy because we have to align our schedules to to actually be on the same day, because if if no, someone can already know, a student can know the exam before time, and that will not be fair. And we also share tools and ideas. For example, there's a pretty interesting tool that called Baby Steps that was born here at the University of the Faculty of Engineering, and then expand to the exact science, exact natural science. You can see Nico Rinaldi's presentation last year on the Small Talks to know more about that. I think the original author, Juan, is also here there. And well, sometimes we think, hey, can we interact more? Can we share more work? And the answer is yes, but well, time is scarce. Here in Argentina, we say todo a pulmón. There's not much resources here.
So what we have achieved, well, I think we've done a lot of things, but one of the things I like to share with you is that each semester we give the students the possibility to earn points. And that, it's amazing because they work to earn those points, and they have to earn a point, they have to fix a bug or create a new feature on quiz, and they have to send it to the list, and it has to be accepted and integrated into the core. That's why Juan hates me, because he's the one that has to look at that code and say, yeah, okay, I like it or not. But it helps a lot. And the interesting thing is that because those guys are new to Smalltalk, they have new ideas. ideas that we don't have anymore because we're so used to how Smalltalk works, to its tools, that we never it's very difficult to get new ideas on how to improve it. So the good thing about those students is that they can work in with JetBrains or any other IDE, and they want to take the best things of those tools to Smalltalk, to Quiz in this case, and that's okay. And it's very important when we get, for example, like thank you. Like I just show you have to put the microphone. I wanted you to have the microphone. Okay, so like I showed the zoom in, zoom out. Okay, that's something that student did yesterday because the projector I have right now in the class is really bad. Thank you. It's always big letters, and it's a difficult moment to change the. So he did that for me. So I can now from the keyboard make zoom in, zoom out. Another interesting thing is the method finder. This is a tool from Squeak that a guy, I don't remember his name, ported to Squeak, to Quiz, sorry. But something that I always wanted for this tool to have is the ability to look for messages on collections where you don't know the parameters, but you only know what the input and the output. So for example, right now, and the students did this one, if you put a collection as an input, you don't put arguments, but just put the result 1 and 3, and you say find method. It will tell you all the messages that you can send to that in this case that array to get 1 and 3. And it's very interesting, and it shows you the reject and the select with the right conditions. And that was very useful for students that know nothing about collections, and they don't. I don't know if you know, but guys, students, people of 20, 25 years don't read anymore. They just want everything to have, happen instantly based on magic. So we provide them some magic. Yeah.
About solving the halting problem, right?
And another thing they did is the debug. They didn't have the debug option, so now they can debug what they found. So it's a very interesting tool for people that just started to use Smalltalk, and I think it's great. There are many other things like push up, push down. Oh, and this one. This one. Thank you. Sorry. Oh yeah, this is not done, but this is a transactional debugger. Because when I tell them about the restart on the debugger, I tell them, okay, it restarts the method, but all the changes you made are already done. You cannot undo those changes in the objects. But if you could have transactional memory, you could undo those changes. And a couple of students say, "Oh, how difficult is to do that?" Well, in Smalltalk is pretty simple, of course. So I told them to do it, and they spend almost all the semester trying to do it. They actually did something very interesting, and let me show you that. This is a special way to open their debugger. The only problem is that it changes the code, and it shows you the code that takes care of what Gemstone does for free. Look at the code. The code changes a temporary variable and then an instance variable, okay? And when you do restart, the change of an instance variable doesn't go back, no? So, and right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the temporary variable, the instance variable. So if we look at instvar is 47, but if we hit restart, now instvar will be nil, okay? And it does it in all the three. So, students, sometimes they amaze you. Okay, there are many things. And of course, another interesting thing is that we have a lot of thesis, refactoring thesis, quiz, all quiz refactorings were made by students. Also live typing stuff, like, changing the VM to use the JIT, and type checking or generics. And a talk that Nico Sarfati is going to do on Friday is very interesting because we're using, the information to generate the live type information to generate the peaks, and we have interesting numbers there, TDD stuff, tools, and many others. So
Okay.
wrapping up.
So wrapping up, yeah. So we already told you a bit on how students react at the beginning of the semester. Then what happened after the semester at the end. One of the questions I like to ask, hey, do you think that Smalltalk was a good fit as an environment language for all the topics that we discuss for the learning process? And most says, yeah, a lot. The blue one is a lot. The red one is quite a bit, and it's just a few edge cases. People don't agree with us, but between 80 and 90% every semester, the students consider this was a good idea. Some other quotes here. Using Smalltalk seems like a great success to me. Smalltalk is great. I love Smalltalk as a language, and I understand that it's a language that one as a programmer must learn. Every time I program in other languages, I get withdrawal symptoms from how comfortable it is once you get used to it. I'm definitely going to keep using it. A new world, and I ended up loving it. These are true quotes, not made up by us. It's actual quotes from the students. But sometimes there's a little sarcasm here. Every language does something wrong. Smalltalk does everything right. Everything was invented in Smalltalk. The subject sometimes seems like a Smalltalk sect, but once you finish the course, you realize that it is the perfect language and code interface for what you want to teach in the subject in relation to object programming, design patterns. I didn't find it very comfortable, to be honest. Once it's awful. That's a true quote there. There was one that says, Smalltalk is great, but quiz is awful. I didn't want to put that, not to hurt Juan, but I don't know why. But that's the edge cases, like real, like I would say that 90% of the students felt pretty much in love or like a lot about Smalltalk. And finally, the one that really hurts, Smalltalk is great. It's a shame it's not used elsewhere. Good, but I think it will be more useful to learn Java or a language with a greater share of opportunities. I like using an old language, even though it's not very useful to me professionally for obvious reasons. There are many companies using it. These ones are the one that hurts a bit. Some conclusions that we can draw. Well, we wanted to share with you all the effort we make. We have great potential for small talkers. We need to find a way. One of the conclusions that we have with Hernan is how we can make them continue use small talk during their lives. Can we monetize contributions? There's also another thing very important regarding public universities that maybe you're not aware, but they are in danger. We need more help. I know you can.
Okay. No, well, public universities right now are in danger in Argentina due to money problems. Well, I don't want to go into politics, but what I want to say is, public universities are very important to our country, to our people, and also to Smalltalk. Most of the Smalltalk community in Argentina comes from public universities. So we need help, teaching, sharing experiences, grading exams. If you don't have anything to do on a weekend, just let us know. We have exams for you to grade. And we need people to push. So that was the whole idea. And at the end, ask you if you have ideas on how we can at least promote the, how to use Smalltalk after the subjects we teach. Like I said, we have a very big opportunity there of new small talkers. It would be great to use that opportunity. That's all. Thank you. If you have questions.
Do you know what is the link that arrived to the UTN? How did Smalltalk get taught in the UTN?
Also by Maximo. I think
Máximo Prieto.
Yeah, because there were some students of him that went to teach the UTN. This guy, el pelirrojo, ¿cómo se llamaba?
Carlos.
Carlos.
Yes.
Y sí.
Okay.
Creo que empezó por ahí, creo.
Okay.
Not completely sure.